my goodness. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan LYNN. I'm a psychic medium spirit navigator. I don't know what I am these days, but I'm here. And thank you so much. Kevin, the healing medium, is here with me. It's been a long time, my friend, but we are here. We are together and we're ready to do your personal readings. We're not going to be doing politics tonight. We're going to be doing personal readings. And I would just say this before we get started is that because we're likely to have quite a few people here, if you don't feel like you got a reading, you probably could have gotten a reading if you're open to understanding that your reading could have come to someone else and you have exactly the same issue with exactly the same situation. And you're like, wow, that fits for me too. That is for you. Same thing with spirits or your loved ones on the other side. If you also have a loved one that has the same things that we're bringing forward, that is also message for you too. Spirit never waste energy. Never waste energy. If they can get 3 of you guys with one of our readings, that's what they're going to do. What do you think, Kevin?
I love it. I noticed that you wrote that in the description, and it's so true because you know what, you guys, if you can imagine that on the other side, they're doing the dress rehearsal, literally. They're doing the dress rehearsal, just kind of like we're doing on this side, how we prepare and we step into the energy. They're doing a very similar. And so their strategy, if you will, behind it to reach as many of you as they can with a single message that, you know, it might be going to Susan, but the way that ripples and you will feel it, you will know. So if you feel like it is, tune into that energy. And sometimes there's moments where it will feel like it shifts in a way. And that does happen where it is a little bit more specific to one person. But there is, I mean, every single time that Susan and I have done this, they really prove the point where 3, 4, 5, multiple people feel like it's the message for them. And so if it feels like it is, take it. It is for you, period.
And even after the video is recorded,
yes,
a couple of days later, you'll pop into the comments and say, when you were talking about this person in spirit, that was my grandfather, even though it's in the recording a few days later. So the way energy works is you might see this video a year from now. Seriously, who knows when? And you click on it because you don't know why. You just click on it and boom, there is your message. Spirit wastes no energy, truly. I am so pleased and thrilled to have you on my channel. Thank you so much, Kevin, for coming to visit me. If you guys are not familiar with him, I don't know how you couldn't be. He's a legend in his own right. He's got his own YouTube channel and his own website. He's a very busy guy. Please check out his offerings, okay? Because he's super talented. You're about to find out just how talented he is. I literally have to work out, like do, you know, like psychic. I have to do like mediumship workout. Like my dad showed up this morning. I'm like,
I was thinking of your dad this morning.
Did you really?
I was thinking of your dad this morning.
Oh, Dad is here.
Oh,
I wonder why Dad is here, like shuffle off in my slippers. I wonder why my dad is here. And I was like, oh yeah, tonight. Oh, thank God, he's coming to help me. So he visited you too. That's awesome. Thanks, Dad.
So great.
Appreciate it.
100%.
He really helps me. So we're gonna dive in. I swear, guys, like right now there's 600, probably 800 people here. I mean, I have 600. I'm sure Kevin has several hundred people as well. And we're not gonna get to all of you, but please go ahead and put your questions in, help each other, console each other, support each other. We are one big community. And just listen, because I'm telling you guys, you can get your own readings. You can get nuggets out of this, okay?
I love it.
Let's go for it. I'm going to start. I'm going to pick one, Kevin, and then you can go if you don't mind.
You know what? I can't start.
What happened? Oh, my gosh.
That's okay. Right.
Oh, no, it's not okay. I can't fix it now, can I? Gosh, I'm so rusty. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I think we can just manage. You'll be picking them tonight.
Sorry, I'm so rusty. It's this. What we're talking about, if you guys don't know, is behind the scenes. We see your chat. We're in a different screen than you're seeing, and we can put little stars by the name, so it goes in a special category. And then with all the conversation that goes on, we can find that question that we wanted to answer, that Spirit led us to answer. So I'm really sorry, Kevin. You have to remind me. I am so rusty at this stuff. I tried to remember all my P's and Q's and I did not. Okay, well, let me do Wendy. Wendy, I don't know how to say your last name. I'm not even going to try. Wendy is going through a recovery from 2 tornadoes, you guys, that converged. 2 tornadoes converged over her house, her business and art gallery. The art gallery is gone. Her house has damage. She was able to salvage 10 artists, their work. Her question is her gallery coming back? And she says she started painting during the pandemic, but her gallery called Sidetracks is gone from the 2 tornadoes in Tallahassee last Friday. She is 74 and it brought her so much joy. Now, I already replied to her in the comments because I lost a business to a hurricane, so I know what that's like. And I really do know what it's like to lose something like that. And so I gave you some comments, but I really didn't give you a specific reading. So let's get started. I mean, I feel like I just want to say this, guys. The energy right now, today happens to be the 15th of May. But the energy right now you might be feeling, it feels tense. It feels kind of heavy, pregnant with possibilities, but also maybe with challenges. Okay. So I'm just saying that because in Wendy's case, I feel like Spirit is saying, yes, it brought you joy. And not only that, but I think you were like the community enjoyed you. I think you brought energy to your community, to the street. You were sort of a community fixture, the guides are saying. So it like a watering hole. You know what I mean? If you understand what I'm saying. So that was in many ways a life work for you, right? I feel like it could come back, and Kevin's going to read separately and we can disagree to disagree, and that's okay around here. I feel like it could come back, but I feel like it's not going to come back in the same way. I don't feel like it's going to be as big. And I think you need to be a little bit careful about overextending yourself. And this is going to be a pattern you're going to see throughout this whole night. I promise you. Spirit is saying to all of us, don't overextend yourself. This is not the energy to go out on a limb. This is an energy to kind of keep your reserves, to love yourself, to ground, to figure out what's in it for you. So that's what Spirit is saying to you, Wendy. It's also time for you, even though, yes, this brought you a lot of love and light and it was great for the community, but I feel like Spirit has some other plans for you. So I think you might pull it, you might bring it back, but I wouldn't go overboard with it. What do you think, Kevin?
I love it. And I was feeling into that energy of the love from Spirit. And that's what they really want to start with. It's Wendy. Yeah. With that, this isn't a betrayal on the Spirit side of things, and they really want you to be in the embrace of their love for this. So the bigger plan is really what they're actually poising you to elevate you. And so I pulled some beautiful cards. The first one, which is, I think it echoes that, it's the betrayed heart, which is that energy of like, your perspective in this is really important. The reinventing heart, and this is a very artistic picture to me, and you're holding that, going the distance. I think that there is, like Susan was saying, I feel there's this energy of newness in it. It feels maybe collaborative. There's a few of you that might get together. It does feel scaled down in a way that it doesn't feel exactly like you had it, but I feel you're going to love it. I feel like you're still going to actually go, wow, like I wouldn't have planned it this way to get here, but in reflection, you will be in gratitude. And so I don't even want to put a timeline. I think you're really powerful in that sense of creation. And so really be with that heart. Love this. And I know that's sometimes hard when you're in the wreckage of what's occurred, but they're really supporting you. So yeah, I'm sorry you're going through this, and at the same time, it's almost like there's you're welcome in it as well, in the sense of what is becoming. So hang in there, Wendy, and lots of love to you.
Lots of love, dear.
Mhm.
It's a hard thing to go through, but I really do. I agree with everything Kevin says. Beautiful message. There's a
Mm.
lot of beauty coming in here. And again, Kevin, one more time, I'm sorry that I didn't make you the
That's
administrator, and
okay.
we can't do it from here.
You
We
can't.
have to. I mea culpa. I have to do it before the thing. So I'm so sorry.
We're making you work overtime today.
Oh, darn it. So please forgive me. So do you want to try to just scroll? If you want to scroll through there, I'll do a song and dance to keep everybody, like entertained while you find somebody to read.
Well, let's go get Amanda Carrion. I think it's the last one that
Oh
you've
yeah. I
got
did
there.
start her already
Yeah,
somehow.
that one jumped out. And
That's
just so that you guys know, I know Susan works the same way, is that it's really spirit led as far as the questions, because going back to what we said, circling back to that energy of them trying to answer as many people in one question, that's why the questions will stand out to us. So we don't manage that part of it. It's just like, we'll just have this feeling that's the one we go to. So don't feel like it's preferential. It isn't
it's
that
not,
way.
because I
Yeah.
started this, and then he said, let's go to that. So this is synchronicity. We just can't help it. Okay, so go ahead, dear. This one is on the screen anyway.
I will lose my unemployment. I will lose my unemployment in July. Oh, okay, got it. Unemployment. Will I find a job before or right after? I feel like it's right around the corner for you.
I feel like yes.
Oh,
The
heaven.
question is the timing. Yes, I feel like yes.
Round and round thinker. There's
Oh,
contemplation. It's not singular.
I hate that card.
Yeah, the round and round card.
If it doesn't tell me exactly what to do, I'm like, that is not acceptable. I don't even know what that. Yeah,
it's that in the thinker card. So it's almost
thinker.
but I think that they're showing us this to actually our own this can create that energy of round and round. And it's funny because I started to draw the circle of the round and round. So they want you to consider stepping out of that. It feels like, I'm just going to say how it's coming in. It feels like it's actually right in front of you as far as the jobs, and it doesn't feel singular. So I feel like you're very employable. I think you're very ambitious. I think you've had this temporary, disconnect from the workplace, but stepping back into it, it feels right around the corner. I even want to say within this month. We're in the month of May. Before it runs out, and they're almost encouraging you. I say encourage, inviting to not wait. So your part in it, again, powerful people here, powerful people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. I would just say that that thinker, let me address the thinker thing. Don't overthink this. Spirit is bringing something to you that seems impossible, or it seems like somebody says to you, hey, call this person, and you're like, that person would never talk to me, or that person is not that I'm not whatever, whatever the thinking. Okay, the round and round in the thinking. Don't do that. Anything that anybody says, I want you to just go along with it. Sure, call them. So it's like suspend any sort of thinking about it and just go for it. And I think if you do that, Kevin's timeline is perfect.
Yeah. And someone pointed out that it was 444 when we started reading your question. So that's really powerful. Asking for assistance from your angels. The 444 can be a sign from the angels. So ask your angels to assist in this. And then the other part is, if you're in that round and round in the thoughts, hand that worry, because that's usually what is coming emotion wise from the overthinking. Hand that over to the spirit. They will take that in a way that we don't have to hold that energy. So let us know.
Let us know, Amanda. It's really like, if you let it be wonderful, it'll be wonderful. But if you put limitations on it, then there'll be limitations on it. And I think that's a gutsy thing for me to say.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go, and then Kevin, I don't see a lot of mediumship. Let's wait a little bit and see if some other people show up, and then I want you to read because what Kevin does is like my dad. He talks to all the people in spirit before we start, and he said he had a line of them coming out the door. He had to get them in a queue. So I want to wait. We have almost 900 people here, so we got a pretty good crowd. But let's just wait another minute or two, and then what Kevin will do is he'll read the information that he has, and anybody in the chat that matches up with that information, you guys just be ready on the keyboard to let us know.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds like my dad. That sounds like my mom, my brother, whoever. Okay. Yeah. So the question I have up here is from Sonia, and she says she just like a reading. And so what we're going to do is give you a reading. So I'll tell you, Sonia, right now, I'm sensing green around you, and I don't know why. Are you picking up somebody in spirit? Because somebody in spirit is here for her, and it is connected to the color green. And I wasn't going there, but it seems like there could be, this is really Kevin's specialty, but it seems like for me, this seems like an ancestor, like a grandmother, or perhaps somebody you knew. So maybe a grandmother, but I feel like you knew her when you were very young, or maybe her memory was kept alive when you were young. You know what I mean? Like when you were young, people told you stories about this person. But there's green fields, green velvet, green something. Also, your energy is green. And that's a beautiful color, right? Spring is sprung and everything is green right now as well. So the other thing, Sonia, is I would just say this: you're breaking free of something. There's something in your life, in your thinking patterns, that you're breaking free of. You've kind of run it. You sort of run that path to the end, and you're like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Like you're just tired of it, and you're ready to move on into something new. And that is very much supported for you. So if there's something in your life that you're like, oh, I really want to consider a new hobby, a new job, a new anything. I mean, it could be literally anything, but there's a sense of something new, of you being ready. Green is like the color of a sprout, right? So again, it's something that's being sprouted that you're ready to sprout. What do you get, Kevin?
I did get loved one, but I went to dad's side. So I had the energy of like a father to you. And I don't know who Michael would be to you, but I hear this, the name of Michael, and then the significance of the month of March, in particular, the 7th of March, or the number 7, the 7 of a month as well is significant. And that, I don't know if it's you or dad would have been one of 3, if it is dad. And then in the energy, it's interesting because when you said the green, this was the card that popped out. And then you ended with the energy of like, almost like abundance. If I heard it, I was listening to him as well. But this energy of like abundance there for you. So the prosperity card, it feels like you're going to cash in. I don't know what that means to you, but there's this opportunity that will, that is paying off. However, that I'm not sure the context. If you're in the chat, Sonia, if you could let us know, and if you
did let us know this part, but hopefully, Sonia, you talked really fast, so she's probably trying to understand. Like all Sonia wrote back was "wow," because you don't understand how fast you just gave her like an encyclopedia of details, and she's probably like, so. Sonia, if any of that, just say yes. I mean, if some things make sense, everything makes sense, whatever. Just, let us know. We want to make sure that we're talking, that he's talking to the right person as well. And I know it takes a while to type too. But man, you were loaded up, man. You were like preloaded, and boom, it was like that confetti cannon I need to buy and shoot off.
I also have, I'm just going to go with this too, because I also have a younger male. I don't know if this is for you as well, Sonia. I feel like it might be for someone else, but the name Michael is coming, and the energy of Michael, I feel like it's a son, or the M name. It's the M name. I'm stopped on the M, but also might be Michael. I've got mom underneath it. So I don't know if you would be the mom. and the sun and the M name and a connection to Michael. If that resonates with someone, he's
Somebody
saying
did resonate with Michael, but I've lost their comment because now we have 1,000 people here. So this is going to be a little bit like wrangling. I'm not sure how, but anyway, put it in the comments. Whoops.
Okay, Ellen, I'm drawn to Ellen, and she says, I have a son named Michael who passed. Okay, Ellen, do you understand? Yeah, but there was something else. My heart.
Sabine Magpie also has this same situation. So what I told you guys, spirit doesn't waste energy. If they have a Michael and they look and they get all the Michaels and then they go, we got 3 Michaels, we can give a message to 3 people. So this is exactly what happens. They piggyback sort of on each other.
So between the 2 ladies that just said that, who you would understand one of them that it was very instant. So his passing would have been instant. And then it feels like the other one, if I'm connecting with the other Michael, it's more, it was a little more like a lead up before his passing. And that's just sometimes their way of differentiating between the 2 so that you both can feel the energy of your Michael together. Also, the month of July is being highlighted by the one where it feels like a bit of illness in it. So the month of July being significant. Sabine, I want to say that's with you, but you can let us know in the chat. Okay, so Ellen, yeah, yours was the instant. So I do feel like they're showing me in that. Yeah, and there was a celebration that was of recent. So I don't know if that's his anniversary of passing, but a celebration in recent that you would have celebrated. And of course, there would have been his name. And it's like he hears you. They both want you to know that, like, when you talk about them and we bring their name and we that's what, that it's just so beautiful. And sometimes that can be challenging in the grieving, but that energy that continues. Okay, living brother that's also named Michael. Interesting. Okay,
that's Sonia. That's the person who had the first. Okay, you see how spirit does this. It's like buy one get 3 free. They're like, get all the Michaels, all the Michaels. We don't care.
I just want to say, like, your participation in this, if you imagine from the spirit side that it's like a telephone call and the time that elapses in between when we're waiting for a response, the energy goes fuzzy. And so I appreciate it so much when people are able, because we normally do this like in person or through Zoom where we have the person in front of us and we get the information validated instantly. It's not to take away that they are here and present. And so I feel like I'm just going to leave that with both of you moms at Mother's Day. That's it. Okay, so he's bringing me back just in the recent. It would have been hard for both of you, of course, but just to feel his love, feel their love, both of your sons. Yeah.
Laura, is your son named Michael?
Oh, wow.
And so because Ellen said that some of that didn't apply to her son.
Yeah.
So you can see how complicated this is, right? You guys, we don't normally read like hundreds of people at once, right? Like it's usually one person. So we're trying to sort all this out. You can imagine a room with a bunch of Michaels all trying to get a message in, some living, some not. And a living Michael would be like their higher self. So they can still communicate, even though they're not, they're still here. What were you going to say, Kevin?
Just in that. So whatever information went to you, if you could imagine several people talking at once and just putting that forward, that's just the way they came in. So I will leave that with both of you, or if there was more that understood that.
Laura Knight said yes, she understood that. Ness, I want to say thank you so much for reposting. You are saving me so much right now. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to move on because the Michaels are strong. The Michaels are strong right now. And I think we're going to only read Michaels for the next hour. Okay. Wow. Do you want to jump into those people that you got in advance?
You know what the funny thing was? I didn't write them down this time because they said that they were actually just going to step in. So I just went, I did it that way, Susan.
Okay. And I'm good.
My ears are burning and I love it. So I'm good for now.
Good. Okay. Well, you did a fantastic job, Kevin. That was some serious Olympian
Yeah.
mediumship right there, doing all these different Michaels and trying to keep them straight. I can't keep them straight like that. I'm like, wait a minute. You go sit down. You go over there. You stand here. You talk.
Yeah.
You two shut up.
You know, we open that curtain, and that's the thing. We don't decide who comes through. And so the way, and I know Susan works this exact same way, is that of course you are the most important, but when spirit shows up, it's almost like how we honor them and we give them the attention. So it's like, I cannot, like, physically my head will pop off if I don't acknowledge the people that I'm aware of. And that's just it. And
you have to acknowledge them. You totally do.
Yes, I mean, it's non-negotiable for me. So
it's non-negotiable, though. I mean, they will listen. Like, if you're like, look, can you please give me a minute? Can you? I mean, they work with you, but they're in our space.
Some of them, I think sometimes they can be kind of pushy, and they're like,
"Oh no, some of them are very pushy. Some of them are very pushy."
We gave you a timeout.
Yeah, that's what I said. Go sit over there. I'll call you when I'm ready. Go in the waiting room. They know I have a waiting room. They know they're supposed to be in the waiting room. It happens to be my living room with my dog, but that's okay. Okay. Laura Knight wants to know, is he okay? Was that one of the Oh, well, yeah. So let's just talk about that. You guys, honestly, anybody who's crossed over is okay. I think Kevin agrees with me. There is no hell. There is no punishment. There's healing, right? There's healing, of course. This is a rough place. Yeah. But yeah, he's okay. I mean,
the only way that they're able to be in communication is if they are okay. And so I have never in the thousands and thousands of readings had someone that was not okay. And so, yes, they will go through their review, and regardless of how they transitioned, whether that was on their own doing or it was of natural, there is no judgment in that. So they're embraced in that love. Yes, they are okay. And it's the number one question that across the board people want to know. I wanted to know that of my loved ones. Are they okay? And so it's sometimes because of the amount of spirit that we communicate with, we're just so used to it. And I sometimes get pulled into that, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, that is the most important thing for people. So know that, yes, he is more than okay. He is more than okay. Quite frankly, this is the tougher place to be here on Earth. That's for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know, I'm telling you guys, I just kind of flubbed this up. I didn't put slow chat on. So we're kind of at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. We're kind of bronco busting today. Welcome to the rodeo. So
you can adjust if you want to slow it down, you can do that if you've got your phone open.
Oh, you can do it from your phone?
Yeah. If you click on your phone and then you click on that little kind of wheel kind of thingy.
Yeah.
And then it'll give you the option to do all of that. Community moderation, I think it is.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do it from the phone. So go ahead and go on without me, and I'll see if I can do it from the phone.
Let's see.
While I'm live, I can do it because I didn't know you could do that.
Yep, you sure can. You sure can.
Alrighty then.
Where are we here? This is my first rodeo, someone says. Well, welcome. It's good stuff. Winging it with Kevin and Susan. Exactly.
Mostly me. Winging it with me.
I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Is my Robert okay? Yes, Jane or Jess. Absolutely. We've just answered that. So there are people that are in that inquiry. And the answer is always yes. Oh, interesting. Okay, Mary's asking, Mary Pokowitz, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Will my husband get the job he interviewed for today? I get a yes.
I see yes, yeah.
Yes, I get a yes. Interesting. But does he have something next week? Or at the end of the week or next week? Is there another interview that he has, Mary? I'm curious. Yeah, I got the happiness card. It feels like a yes to me. Enchanting gifts. Yeah. Were you able to do it?
I can't figure it out. So I'm going to let it be.
No worries. All right. Are my parents, that's so great. See, people are asking, are their loved ones okay? Yeah. And we're just
Everybody's okay. Really
yeah.
and truly, everybody's okay. You know, on the rare occasion that somebody doesn't come in to a medium, gosh, on the rare occasion that happens, there's healing. There's things that they're in school, they're getting ready to, you know, there's things that happen. It's not like I've never come across anybody who's been punished or who's in hell, or my God, they're busy. They're actually enjoying their lives over there. It's like they have a copy of their life over there that's very similar over here. So if they like to golf, they're going to all the golf courses here on the planet because they can go stand behind their favorite golfers. If they like to knit, they would be knitting. If they like to fish, they're doing what they want to do. If they want to sit on the recliner and just watch the stars, that's what they're doing. Everybody's okay, you guys.
I love that. And Mary, I get there might be choices. So something might pop up if he's applied for something else. Otherwise, I just feel like it's a yes again around the time frame. It feels like employment for him.
That's nice.
And Susan got yes instantly as well.
Yes. Oh, hey, Kevin's Loving Vibrations here. Good to see you.
Hi,
Thanks for stopping by. To my rodeo that I have gotten on here. I kind of prefer to have names, but Kevin is so good that he doesn't need any names. He gives you the name. You don't even need to know the name. The occult scientist says, any message from my mom or grandma? So if you're here, occult scientist, please get ready on the keyboard to let us know. You saw what happened with the Michaels. So we just would like for you to validate that, yes, that sounds like my mom, or no, that doesn't sound like my mom. So just get ready to just let us know yes or no. Oh, you're here. Thank you, dear.
Beautiful.
We could be reading somebody else's mom. Can you give us your mom's first name? That helps me anyway. Just anything that we can do to kind of weed out the lots and lots and lots of people here and get your mom to come forward.
There's another Susan. Sorry, the occult scientist. I'm just going to go ahead. I got the name Maria, or the M name Mary or Maria. And so just how it works is sometimes they're just pointing out of names to point of reference that can still be here on the earth plane. So just be open in that respect. The M name, Mary, Maria, the month of November. And because you've asked for two people, it might be for one or the other, but the month of November is significant. The month of June is significant. I got the energy of a Gemini. I don't know if there's an actual twin in this that they're also connecting to. The 12th of the month is being highlighted. I'm being shown the sun, so I don't know if you're planning. And I mean, I know we're going into the sunny season, but I almost feel like it's like trip related. So you going somewhere warm. I also got the S name. I heard Susan. And then something all in this, and I thought I was going crazy a little bit here, but I kept hearing a bird. And so what I get the energy of this bird, it's like the bird is in the cage. So I'm not sure if you would understand or how you would understand who had the bird. And the bird was quite vocal. I was going to say noisy, but the energy of the bird, this is also in the spirit. So hopefully
the bird is in the spirit as well. Bird is in the spirit as well.
Okay. Bird, yeah, chirpy bird, like flapping and.
Oh, Ness, you're so sweet. Thank you for doing that. Ness is like trying to write down some of the things you're saying because it's so much data. So that's very sweet of you to help write that stuff down. You were reading my mind, Ness, because I was just thinking it'd be nice to have like that written down for somebody. Occult scientist, does any of that make any sense? And I will tell you guys that oh God, old Rooster has a crazy bird and a Susan that's crossed over.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Okay, now Ness says, let's see.
Wow, thank you.
No, that's Ness. That's what you said. Ness hasn't come back yet with same. Okay, nope. Okay. I'm looking for the occult scientist. I can tell you guys, when people read me really quickly, I'm like, wait a minute, whose birthday was in June? Wait, was that March? Wait, who? I mean, it just blows people's minds. I've had my mind blown where I couldn't answer you. I couldn't tell you anything that you just asked me.
I get it.
So sometimes that happens. Mom passed in June of 2013. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And her mom's name was Janet, but the M and the Susan and the bird could be from this other person who had the bird and a Susan, so that makes sense.
Oh, I have an ancestor named Mary Bird. Oh gosh, what? Mary Bird, and she was the fourth. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm getting a hit on that. I think Ness reposted it.
Oh, thanks, Ness. God, you're saving our butts over here. I have an ancestor named Mary Bird. We're fourth grandma. What? That is incredible. Well, you said the bird wasn't live, but you said the bird was chatty. So I wonder if that ancestor was like one of those, like people that like talked a lot. That's really impressive, Kevin. Wow, amazing.
How they show up that's just so. Grandma J Bird and her daughter is Susan. Oh my God, I'm having.
No, for real.
They're so creative because if you think about it, I just have limited resources and vocabulary and that. So they just do. It's like I told you they're doing the dress rehearsal. It's like they're doing the chicken dance for us so that we can get Kevin's attention, Susan's attention to be like, just say this. That's the one thing.
You got to trust that you might sound completely crazy. You just got to say it. I don't see the rest of that comment. I don't know why I'm not seeing comments, but I don't see the rest of it. I wish I could put it on the screen, but
that's funny because I didn't see them from her. I only saw them partly from.
I know, from Ness. Thank God Ness is here. I'm telling you, I don't know how she's doing it. Wow.
That's
okay.
Incredible. Well, we'll leave you with that. Thank you for your question, and
thank you. That was amazing, Kevin. Yeah. Killing it. All right.
They're so good. Spirit is so good.
Well, and you are too. Let me tell you, you're a good combination with them. Okay, like my mind is blown now. Okay, so and occult scientist said thank you, which is nice.
Oh, you're welcome.
Did you see something you want me to try to grab out of this?
I'm trying not to look at the chat too much because I get sucked, not sucked in a bad way, but I'm like,
now we're up to 1173. So, okay. Holy smokes. I'm it kind of gets a little bit overwhelming. Energetically, it is overwhelming. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. Psycho Chica and yoga. Hey, that's cool. All right. My husband, Joby, I'm so sorry, died unexpectedly a year and 8 months ago. Is there anything he wants to say? Mm-hmm. My name is Abby. I'm so sorry for your loss, Abby. Joby. I really get this emotion, like I want to cry. There's really this love, this sense of a real love between you, and a sense of a real kind of, I want to say the word twinsies, but that's not something I would normally say. But I think that what they're saying is that you guys were kind of like to do similar things, or we're often together. He loves you. He understands how much you miss him. There's a sense of also fun and frivolity, and also food, maybe some food, like you like the same foods. I'm also getting pizza. Perhaps you had pizza sometime recently, or that was something you guys enjoyed together. Go ahead, Kevin. Are you ready to roll, or are you still getting your downloads?
I was in that emotion, and I feel like that's something. It just feels so. It's almost like my heart. I drew down the heart. I was actually, so it was the emotion, but I also feel something around the attention of the heart. For him, I got a few names. I got LYNN. I got the LYNN. So there's a LYNN connection. I got the D name being Dan or David, but the D name and then the B name he's saying. I feel like there's children. He brings my attention to a watch. And so if you have the watch, or if it was passed to somebody, if the and this is weird. I don't know how this fits in, but when you said the pizza, I heard allergies around this. So I don't know if
Maybe
someone got
gluten? Maybe
allergies.
gluten?
I don't know what it is, but it's like as soon as you said the pizza, it was like this. Because I was listening to what you said, and I'm kind of hungry, but I was like, there's something about allergies. And then, is it his sister? No, like a sister. There's also a female that's with him, like a sister. So it might have been contemporary. So maybe
Yeah, like a
friend to
friend?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Right.
this energy of a female that would have crossed before him, that's also with him. And so you would know her. And then as she's coming in, and so don't attach this necessarily just to her, but the C name. So kind of like a Carol or Carolyn. But very sisterly. But relationship wise, it just feels so it would have been a close friend.
Somebody's close friend. Even if it wasn't his close friend, it was somebody's in your circle's close friend.
Yeah, and she would have been the cancer passing because I can feel the illness in all my body. And then, okay. And she would have had children as well. Okay, so also children left behind. There's this attention, just they want to, yes, acknowledge you, but there's like, they're moving to other people. So sometimes we become the messenger in that. So do share that love with the other people that are obviously missing him as well. And it's almost like this because I know Father's Day is coming up next month, and this energy of continuing things, that it's okay, and not to be in the judgment of how we do things, in their memory, in their honor, and if we feel like we want to include them. And so yeah, that feels good to say that to you. He wanted to say that to you. I'm not sure what you said your name was. Abby, was it? Yeah, Abby. So hopefully you'll be able to make sense of that. And lots of love to you, Abby.
Lots
Sorry
of
for you.
love, Abby. I don't see Abby in the chat, so I'm not sure if whenever if you're here and you want to confirm or ask questions or even say, this doesn't make sense.
Like to buy a vowel?
Please let us know, Abby, if you're still here. I try to pick comments that are recent because I know people get you get called away from the phone, the computer, or whatnot. But when we're reading mediumship, we kind of need you to be here because it helps us to connect to the energy better if you're kind of connecting with us. Okay, I'm going to move on to, I want to try to get as many readings as I can. So I'm going to try to be quick here. Pat J says, will my dog get better? I feel like yes, but I also feel like maybe. So I think that there's a really good chance that your dog is going to get better, but I feel like there could be there could be like a time when it's like, like, well, we're not sure. And some of that has to do with your dog. Honestly, sometimes they're just like people, they decide, I'm tired. I'm ready for a break. Right. But I think personally, I feel like overall, yes, I can't guarantee it, but that's what I'm getting. What do you think, Kevin?
I got this one it feels a bit tricky. I don't know if it's like I tuned into the dog instantly and it was like, I'm like, okay, come here. And it's like, he stayed still. And so I'm saying it's a he. That's just the energy that I'm picking up on. It might be a she, but nonetheless, they don't worry about that kind of gender thing on that, on that level, in the sense of, it's like you're on the right path in what you're doing, but it's almost there's some things that haven't worked. And so you might have to adjust on some level. I feel like it's not 100%, and that can change. I don't feel like it's 100% to where they were, but that there is definitely improvement and life in the energy of your dog, for sure. Oh, it's problems walking. Yeah, because he's like, and I'm saying again, but it's like he stopped, and it's like I was like, come here, come here. So there's something there. Yeah, okay. What can she change? So it's like, oh, was something torn? Was there an operation? And it's not even to say that that's an option, but it's like, Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so acupuncture. And of course, we're not doctors. This is for entertainment purposes only. So ask your, I was going to say pediatrician, but that's not it. Your veterinarian. And they might have a recommendation, but acupuncture is what I heard. And so if you haven't already explored that, maybe look into that is what I'm getting. Things feel a little bit tender. So
I kind of feel like if I would definitely take this dog to some kind of holistic, because some vets are just going to send it to surgery, and I'm not sure how surgery is going to work for this. I feel like there could be nerve damage, or even like if you went to a chiropractor or an acupuncturist. I feel like the dog needs to be immobile, because nerves take a long time to heal. So I think if you can find out exactly, and it might be expensive, you guys. I just had the pleasure of having an MRI on my dog. It's not cheap. Okay. So, but if the funds are there and you can figure out what's wrong, then you can immobilize. And I think with a lot of time and a lot of care, there's a possibility that yes, it gets better, but it's not a slam dunk for sure. And it might be something, it feels like it could be something that a dog wheelchair that could actually address in some way.
Was something torn on your dog?
No, she ate something and it got stuck in her throat.
Oh, heavens. Oh, boy.
So, yeah. So anyway, I hope this helps. In any, no matter what, we need to just talk about this. No matter what happens, this is a long, drawn out thing. And at some point, you may have to think to yourself, is my dog's quality of life good enough? Is my dog in pain? You may have to cross that bridge, because this is I think this is a really long process. Okay. And so I think, and I want to tell you, it's okay to think that. It's okay to ask those questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see Kate Holmes on there? That one just jumped out at me. We're supposed to go there.
Okay. Kate, if you're here, you can also post your question again, but I'll keep looking for you.
It was at 5:18, so it was just pretty quick, but although it might have zoomed past.
God, mine doesn't have. Oh, yeah. Okay. There it is. Okay. The times weren't showing up. Okay. 5:18. Okay. That is 7:18 my time. Okay. Got it. Tell Pat, what's the name again?
Kate Holmes. Kate, can you? Okay, if you wouldn't mind putting your question in there. It was around, I think it's grandparents to your daughter, and so we'll tune into your energy in that. I got an instant yes. I'm just gonna go with this. That yes, and so you don't have to answer this back, but I feel some of the choices being made are influenced. And they're just being specific in how I'm wording this and how they're wording this. So to answer your question, yes, there is guidance from the spirit side. We all have our free will. And so I feel like in her own development, and I don't want to tune into her energy too much. So I'm doing this in a very respectful way, but that there is guidance there, but whether she takes it or not, that can be a whole other scenario. I feel like there's support there, and that her and I'm saying I'm not going to tune in, and I'm kind of tuning in a little bit more, but they want you to feel reassured. So your energy of the worry that you're putting into it, and I know this is tough sometimes to hear, but it's actually not helping. It's not helping the situation. It's not helping you. So as a parent, I can't speak to that. I'm not a parent, but I got people that I love. And so your mindfulness, because mom and dad are also concerned about you. And so just moving forward, this is allowing her really to discover some things about herself, really is on life path and purpose, in the sense of it's sometimes not according to the preference how we would have it for somebody, but there's deep learning is what they're actually highlighting here for her. And I feel that it's like she's going to come out of it with more clarity. I am taken, and you don't have to say this, but I am taken to the head that seems a little bit fuzzy. So I don't know if some of the choices or the influence in that, or perhaps it's the mental health, just things are a little bit fuzzy. So that does shift as it kind of moves forward. So just be in the release of the worry, if that's even possible, or just to catch yourself and try not to be in that energy. So I do see things changing, and her choices in that feel powerful. So yeah, Susan, do you get a sense?
I agree with everything you're saying. I would just say that this is her lesson, Mama. This is your daughter's lesson. This is her soul contract. She's, she's doing her own thing. She's going to make mistakes. We all do. And I do think your parents are watching over her, as are her own guides and angels, but we're human. We have our free will. And I want to underline what Kevin is saying, because I have found, and neither one of us have kids, but that sometimes makes us better readers of parents, because we can see things without that kind of filter of being a parent. And I find that parents, when you worry about your child, you're actually putting pressure on them. They can pick it up. Your kid can pick up your worry. They can pick up your concern, and it actually doesn't help. So instead, what I might try to do is lift her up in light. It's just, whenever you find yourself worrying, and I get it, it's hard. I've got family members that, trust me, I've been through it. But lift her up in light, wrap her in light, ask for permission. May it be so. May it be so.
Okay, I'm sober and hopeful. That's, yeah, interesting. I feel like they were alluding to that, and sometimes just in the privacy, because it's like, and sure, we're behind the screen, and but I love it that they're just nurturing. Yes, they're nurturing her, but they're also nurturing you in that. So
that's right.
That's so right. Beautiful. And I kept hearing the name Shirley as Susan was talking. So I don't know if that's for the next person, or if that was just a quick little drive-by for you, Kate, as well. But I heard the name.
Well, that's funny, because that's my mom's name too.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, so I don't know. That could be Kate as well. So it could be any number of things. It's not a common name, but nope. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's move on. God, there's so many. So many messages. I don't know. We're not ever going to get to them all, but we're doing our best. Okay. Melanie in says, I'm newly shifting my business in a spiritual direction to embody more authenticity. Any advice or messages from my guides or ancestors?
Oh, I got chills when I read that. Embody more authenticity. That's what they want for us. They just want us to be our full expression and not filtered. And so you doing that, I feel you're in full communication with your guides. And I get it. Sometimes it's nice to have an external, somebody, a stranger or someone that you know, give you a reading. I'm not taking away, but I feel you're really in tune. So I'm actually going past life for you. And this one is where I just was drawn. That's so interesting. Straddling worlds. So wandering. These cards are really doing interesting. I love this. So I'm just going to go with it, Susan, if I may. The straddling worlds, which is really interesting. And I feel like that is your communication. That is your expression in such a beautiful way. So you're really in that communication. And then look at this. You said embody more authenticity, ego sublimation, the vanishing mirror. So that is actually sometimes one of the big things that we come here to do, is to harmonize their saying with our ego. And so I feel like you're actually living proof of that. So good for you to check that off, because some of us really struggle with the ego.
Well, I think we all do, right? I mean, society wants us to be a certain way, our family, our religion, our society, whatever it is, right? We want to fit into, we want to fit in. We don't want to be sitting out. But I really think you're absolutely right, dear. Authenticity, and this is the message for everybody watching, authenticity is the way to go. And we're craving authenticity. We really are. That's why all these reality TV shows are so popular, because we don't want the made up. We want the real raw thing, you know? So that's great.
True. And I slipped and I said ego or eagle. I can't even say my words now, but they're jumbling, but they stopped me. They brought me back to the energy of the eagle for you. So some animal medicine, the eagle, you might already have a relationship with the eagle. If not,
the eagle, EAGLE. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
the bird. So just being in that, and you can, they're saying that you do, that this is familiar. So Melanie,
Nice.
let us know.
Nice.
I don't see you in the chat, but please let us know.
Yeah, let us know, dear. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead real quick to Mammy Stacey. I hope you're here. She says, will her finances improve? Will her finances improve? I see the struggle. I feel there's a struggle, like there's a real struggle here. You're fighting, you're trying to push the river, you know, you're trying to say, no, it's going to be like this. I'm going to do it like this. That's fine, but it's exhausting you. I feel like you're sort of pushing the river. You're sort of going uphill like the salmon. You're swimming upstream. You don't necessarily need to be. Are you doing something that you're taking more energy than you're getting paid for? There's somewhere in your life, whether it's a person, a job, maybe all of the above, where you're overperforming, trying to prove your worth. It's hard to do this, but pull back a little bit at a time to where you're not overperforming, because you're not getting paid for the overperforming. Okay. You're doing things for either cheap or free or something. And you're caught in this energy loop where the energy is not equal. It's not an equal energy exchange. That's why you're off of the loop. Okay. Once we stand up for ourselves and we say, I'm worth this. I believe that I'm worth this. I have the self-esteem. Then we start to get paid more. And then our energy and our finances starts to get more balanced. So I feel like if you can work on yourself, your vibration, your self-esteem, that's an inside job. Everything on the outside is going to change to give you more abundance and more security and more peace. What do you think, Kevin?
I love it, Susan. And they drew me to a deck that I wouldn't have normally gone to, and it's the emotion deck. And it's this actually just encapsulates, or is that the word I'm looking for? I'm going to say it is. What you just spoke to. And so I got the love card, the peace card, the forgiveness card, and the relationship card. So I feel like that. And when you just said abundance, they reminded me of something that they said in another reading this week, that if we considered in that energy of abundance, just taking what we need. And it's really interesting. It might mean something to you. It kind of caught me in the way that we look at abundance. And so if that resonates, take it, Mamie. And then the other, what was one other thing? The forgiveness part of it.
For herself, forgiveness of herself.
Yeah, it's like there's no sense in persecuting yourself for the things that are in the past, even if it was last week. Just that part of it, to just be in the moment, of course, and as you're moving forward and into the abundance, of course, that's the energy that they're inviting you to focus on. So not looking in your rearview mirror. I get the sense you've been tough on yourself. And that doesn't have to be that way. So lots of love to you.
Lots of love, Mamie. That's beautiful.
And then I had another gentleman that came in while you were talking. And he's insistent. Yep. So I got the name, and I don't know who this belongs to. So if this fits with someone, just let us know. We'll maybe move on to another question while we wait. But I feel like this gentleman, it was a recent passing. And when I say recent, like really recent. So April, or May. We're in May. Might have even been at the beginning of May. Two brothers. So you would have two brothers, or he would have two brothers. I'm hearing the name Alan. So he's connecting to the name Alan. So it might be someone here. It might be someone already. And I'm really short of breath, and I'm taken again to my heart. And I feel it was quite sudden with this gentleman, but he wants to make connection with you. So if you're in the chat and you understand that, just let us know and we can move on. Yeah. Wowzer, $9.99 in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's $10.99 otherwise. Okay, this person, there's a couple of people. Okay, let me just see. This is a very long, I'll try to see what we can do here. Okay, please, does my son Russell have a message regarding his brother and sister's estrangement from me since the day he passed?
Wow.
Will they come back to me? Okay, okay, first of all, your spirit guides are here and they just like outranked your son. He'll come in, but your spirit guides are outranking them for a minute. Okay, here's the thing. You can't, the message here is the same message for everybody regarding any question you have. We have to fix it in us. We can't fix other people. We can't make them see the light. We can't make them see whatever they need to see. They're not going to see it. That's on them. That's their soul path. But what we can do is work on us. So now Russell's coming in to say that you have to let it go. You know, it's really weird, but it's true. Once you let the need go for someone to come back, once you let the need go for someone to give you an apology, whatever it is, once you let it go and you're like, you know what? I don't need it. I'm fine. I mean, I'm sad about it. I wish it had been different, but I'm okay. Then they come back and give you what you want. It happens every time with me in readings, especially mediumship readings. But anyway, so now Russell is saying he is saying that they're kind of like self-centered. They're not very mature. They don't understand the big picture. And because of that, they don't know how to deal with their own emotions. Have you ever met people that when something weird happens and they don't know how to react to it, they just ghost you? Like, yeah. Instead of like saying, hey, I'm hurt, or hey, I don't understand what happened, or hey, I'm sorry, they ghost because they don't have the emotional maturity to communicate that. So they just get flustered and embarrassed and they walk away. And that's what Russell is saying has happened to his brother and sister. And he's saying that he's saying the situation is very confusing, and he's saying that there's a lot of like ingenue, or a lot of you know, under the surface, people are talking and hurts. Everything is under the surface. All these hurts have been under the surface, and now it's fractured over his death. Okay. I do think it can heal, but I really feel like your spirit guides, who came first, and they said, Linda, you've got to take care of yourself. That means take care of your health, take care of your happiness, take care of your joy, stand up and live your life, because those people are in adults, and you waiting for them to come to you or to see the light or whatever is ruining your life. And that's not why you came here. We're all in charge of our lives. We're the captain of our lives, our soul contracts. So that's what I'm getting. I'm sure you're getting some other things that Russell might want to say.
Yeah, no, but it was important. You know what? It's funny because I was listening, and I feel like that's the energy that he's bringing forward, is that in some of the upset, people just weren't listening. And so they were coming from that place of change and fix, or kind of making the other person wrong. And so the communication part. And so I pulled the empowerment card, and I feel like this actually stops on you, Is it Linda? Yeah, I feel like this is, it's like, you know, when they shine the big spotlight, the spotlight is on you and this empowerment. So what you've done to get where you are in this very moment, he really wants you. There's so much pride. And it's like, if you could feel that same pride that they're having for us and for you in particular, of course. Look what the next card was, celebrating the differences. And I think that the unfinished symphony card, it was like, that's just it. They're walking this life with us in a sense, and allowing us to really learn what we need to learn. And so as we let go of things, it brings in the energy in the room and the space for us to have newness in, for example, the relationship. So I don't feel like it's over in the sense of what that looks like. I think there is some, and it's funny that because I feel there's a thread of the ego in the last one with that ego sublimation, where that has to be kind of put to the side. And I know that there's a lot of parents in here that are asking about their children. And so that is not by mistake, that a lot of you are needing to hear some of these things that are being said about the relationships. And so they can only do so much on the spirit side. We sometimes have to be the ones to do the actual work. So he is recognizing you in that. Yeah, that's so funny. Again, the 33, but the chaos and conflict. And I feel, oh, look at that light shining. Oh, and the key. Okay, so he's bringing my attention to that key. And I feel like that's it. You've got the key to open one door. They've got their keys to open the other doors. So just allow that to unfold. The release part of it, easier said than done. I think most of us have been there, but lots of love to you from him, from the spirit side. And Linda, is your dad also on the spirit side? Because there's an older gentleman. If I'm remembering this, was this her son she's talking about?
Yes.
Okay, because there's an older gentleman that would have been there before. Your dad, if you would understand that as well. And who's Jim? Who's Jim?
See, once they answer the phone, they don't want to hang up. They're like, and another thing, Jim is here. Yeah, it's like, like they'll talk for as long as they can. Let us know if that makes any sense, Linda. If it doesn't, that's okay. But Russell says you're doing a great job. He's very proud of you, actually, he says. So, and and he's close to you and you're close to him. And it's incredibly sad because you feel like your family's broken open, but it's, I don't know what that answer is. That answer to yes, he is. I'm not sure what if that's to what Kevin was saying.
I feel like it's your dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it's dad.
So everybody's good. Everybody's good over there. An uncle. Okay, an uncle. There you go.
Jim is uncle?
An uncle. Yeah, somebody's an uncle.
Okay, interesting. Or his uncle.
Oh, wait, Jim. Oh, there's a Jim who I'm not even going to read all these Jims. We already went through 20 Michaels. Holy cow. A bunga munga. Okay. I need to try to get through some of these readings.
Absolutely.
Will my daughter purchase a home in 2024? I feel like yes. Maybe August, September. You getting anything? Within 3 months. Woo!
So June, July, August.
Look at that, you guys. We're on the same page. And I wanted to throw Rita, your messages. Hi, Susan and Kevin. Does my sister who passed recently have a message for me? God, I would love to have her name, but that's okay. I think we can still connect. Let's make it a quick reading though, because I want to read a few more before we have to bail. So we can just try to do a speed reading if we can. Message for you. Does she have a sense of humor, Rita? I feel like she might have a dry sense of humor because maybe not. Maybe this is not being funny. She's saying, take your vitamins. Take your vitamins. I don't know if you're not taking them or if you stopped taking them or you never took them, or I can't tell if she's got a dry sense of humor and she's being funny or if this is for real. Her message is, Also, something about your eyes. Have your eyes been dry lately? You put some drops in your eyes. I feel like you have eye allergies, or your eyes have been dry. Or there's something going on with your eyes. I'm not sure what that. It doesn't seem like a dire warning. It just seems, again, like I know what's going on in your life, but she seems to be kind of focusing more on health issues than. And again, I'm trying to be as quick as I can. What are you getting there, Kevin?
I got, it's so funny because I I don't know if this was you or if this was her. They started talking British with an English accent, so there was something about an English connection. I heard the name Sandra, or the S name Sandra, and then Mary Ann. Who's Mary Ann? The month of September was significant, and it was like I pulled the listen card as well, and they're going back to what you said about the vitamins. It's like it's literal, but it's also figurative, and so there's something in like the vitamins, like the nutrients,
Like
and what you're. Yeah, that, and just like, and sometimes that's just the yes, it can be the actual supplement of the vitamins, but oh, okay. Also, who you surround yourself with. So some people are not vitamins, is what they're actually what I feel she's saying. And it's like, so just being mindful. So that's like the literal and the figurative is like just being mindful of who's acting like a vitamin to you or not.
Nice.
Saying that you would understand. So Rita, if you're still there, let us know. And then the other one was the recent one. Did anyone, was it, I still feel this gentleman is here.
Tell us again what is.
I kind of maybe lost who that was. Was that the one that I said there was the mention of the name Jim? Or no? I'm so sorry. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me who you are. A Jim connection. You repeat it. Jim. Oh no, it was Alan. That was
Alan. It was Alan.
It was the one with Alan, the two brothers. Either he would have had two brothers, this gentleman, or you have two brothers, most definitely. Something around the heart. If that was the recent, and you understand that, it's not to say his name was Alan, but there was someone that he would have known or you would know that is called Alan. So yeah, and I still feel he's here. So maybe it's just for someone that's coming in, but.
Okay, if anybody knows an Alan, there was somebody I wanted to read that was and I probably, Rita was an hour ago, so she might not still be here. So I got a question about this. MMD 1015. You just did this question about 6 minutes ago. 4th grader with large kidney tumor, name is Ireland. Will her treatment be successful? From Marge. Now, Marge, I want to say, first of all, we're not doctors. We're not giving medical advice. Okay. Second of all, is this your child? Because when you say 4th grader, it sounds like this is a friend or like a friend of a friend, which is a little dicey for us to read on. So I'm not sure, but right now we just say yes. What would you say?
And to be and I feel like you are, if you're not the parent, what are you trying to say? Open to other healing modalities. So of course, the granddaughter's best friend. Okay, so it's like there's something about, it's like this Western medicine, and then things that are holistic, that are
like
really
an experimental, or what about an experimental, some sort of experimental thing? There's something that's not exactly Western medicine. It's like just outside of like like we have this new treatment.
Yeah.
It's pretty, it's a little rough. It's a rough situation. Okay. I see a tenuous situation with this little girl. So I would just ask that everybody that's in the chat to just take like literally 10 seconds and just say a prayer for this little girl. Let's lift her up. Let's lend a little of our energy to her to lift her up.
I love that, Susan, and they echo that with. So when we go into the worry, that's again, and I feel like there's a theme in this. So they said to stand in the healing energy of miracle, and so when we're handing that over, that's really helpful. So sometimes we're limited in what we can do in certain ways, but energetically, that makes a difference. So really handing that over, and of course, all the 1,000+ people here are putting that collectively. So that is what they were saying, where this merge, thank you, of different types of medicine is important.
Nice.
And I'm gonna to stand in that energy of healing miracle for her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, blessings. Anna, Hislop wants to know what's the message for Alan. Is this your Alan, dear? if she's like, I don't know, if he's cute, I'll claim him.
It feels fatherly. It feels fatherly. I don't know.
I'm just teasing.
Okay.
Okay. So the message for Alan is, if this is your Alan, we'll see.
Oh, that's so funny. He said, "Get out of your own way." So get out of your own way. So sometimes it's like we can block ourselves. So especially when fear comes up or we're uncomfortable, but there's like this new energy, of course, like the new beginning, new things there. And so the fear part of it, the worry, allow that to just lessen, and you step into the newness, because there's change that's happening for you. And sometimes we just gotta get out of our own way. So there you have it. If that was for you, Anna, or the other one.
There's another one, Kathy, who has an uncle named Alan that passed away in April.
Oh,
and that makes sense because you said recent.
Yeah.
I think.
Interesting. Do you understand the two brothers with him? Because that was something that felt really
Kathy Parsons, or the other young lady that was here. Does that make sense? Alan with two brothers. Does that make any sense to either of you? And while you guys are writing in the chat, I'm going to try.
Husband Alan's brother died of a heart attack. That was interesting because that was mentioned as well. So this, I feel, again, they're doing multiples. So
they're doing multiples. Where this is here going? We have my father-in-law was Alan. The Michaels and the Allens are strong. Remember, I think we did a show around Father's Day last year, and I remember it being like bonkers. Like every man that's crossed over was in our heads. I remember that. I remember, like, note to self, avoid Father's Day.
Wow. Yeah.
Anna said, thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you, Anna. I just wanted to read one or two more. How are you doing, Kevin? Are you hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
There was Aspie wanted to know. Okay, Aspie Third Eye wanted to know, will she be able to build her house within the next 2 years? Yeah, 24 months. Why can't the guides just say yes? Instead, they tell me 24 months. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I think yes, but let's see what Kevin gets.
I feel that's so funny because it's like, Aspie, do you understand the message from Alan? I'm getting out of your own way because I feel like
Alan just wants a home. He wants somebody to.
He's just like, whoever's gonna listen, and so it feels like again, that willing kind of release to let go. It's like sometimes it's there, and we want this timeline that's like quicker for the most part.
Oh, me, I do.
Yes. So we often are in our own way for that to happen. So my last name was Alan.
What?
Oh my gosh. See?
Oh my God. She changed it to Alan, Dad's last name. What?
That's so good. I mean,
what's going on here, Kevin? You're on fire. If you get any better, you're just going to poof and disappear in front of us.
Oh, goodness. This is, wow.
Dang, that
There you
bird
go.
and this Alan, I don't even know what is happening right now,
Yeah.
y'all. This man needs to be on TV. Okay, just somebody put him on TV. Okay.
Gosh.
Well, that's amazing. Okay.
There you have Waspy. That's your get out of your own way.
Get out of your own way.
Build the house next week.
I think we can all do that. Yeah, we can all get out of our own way, but specifically. Okay. Anybody look in the chat? Do you want to look just really quickly, Kevin, or is
Absolutely. Where do we go? Where do we go? I'm just gonna back up a little bit. Mona. I heard yes about moving. Yeah, strong potential this year. I'm drawn to Mona's question, which is
there it is.
Yeah. Will I be able to move closer to my granddaughter soon? And I get a yes. Do you understand that there was something almost like not etched in stone, but that was pretty it feels like a plan, and then it was like, okay, had to change, and now it's a revisit. Do you understand that? If not, what is that going to happen? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Look at the card again.
Oh,
let it go. Let it go. Lots of letting go. I'm curious if she's still here. Did you get a sense? Yes or no?
Yeah, I got a sense. Yes, but their guidance is to make sure to keep your own space. Okay. Don't let the boundaries blur. Don't let the lines blur. Don't become an overgiver. Don't dive in, because you're going to lose yourself, and you're going to wake up 2 or 3 years from now, and you're going to be like, what just happened? Like, I don't even know where my life went. Right. So it's not about becoming a surrogate. They're calling you. It's not about becoming a surrogate parent. Okay. They're saying it's about showing up and being in the vicinity of your granddaughter, but there is a need there, and you can, without very careful boundaries, be taken advantage of. And maybe it's not meant to take advantage of you, but they also need to know how to do this, right? I mean, we all have to be adults, and if you show up and you over provide, then they're not going to learn their lessons. So show up, but keep your distance, or else you're going to be signing on for a whole bunch of lessons that I don't really think you need.
Right. And she mentioned in the chat about one of the parts is she has to list and sell her house. And so that sometimes until that's done, but going back to the part about the plan, and I think that echoes what Susan was saying, that it's okay to have a sense of what it looks like for you. And so that you're not just kind of like plunk, you're there, and then it's like it's not meeting all of your expectations. So having some consideration in what you need in this is what they're inviting you to look at. So really, yes, it feels like you're very giving, and it's not to say that someone's going to take extreme advantage of that, but also being mindful of what you need in this is important. Yeah.
Spirit is not going to let you. I mean, they'll let you because you're saying to them, when we do this, we say to Spirit, oh, I need this experience. I need this lesson, because I don't know how to set boundaries yet. There's no shade. There's no judgment. It's simply, I need to learn this. Okay, I'm going to learn this. Well, you're going to learn boundaries, because honestly, they're talking about you having a life. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but they're saying, girlfriend, you're going to have a relationship. You're going to have a community. You're going to have friends. The point is not to just, again, be absorbed into the family and lose your identity. Just like Kevin says, you're going to go there and you're going to set up your own identity. And within that identity, you're going to give 25% or 30% of your time to your granddaughter. That's an important thing. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense.
I love that.
There's so many questions. I wish I could answer them all. And we just really can't. We've already been on for an hour and 23 minutes. And this is it's like, we're not exhausted while we're doing it, but when we're done, because we have spirit right now, but when we're done, we're like, so I'm kind of running close to on empty. So anything else you want to do?
I did see one that jumped out was where did it go? It goes so quick. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I mean, it's my fault that I didn't make it so that you could star them. While you're looking, I'll just say that Carol Berner, she's worried about her husband's health. Any message for him? This seems like it's a path that's sort of his to take. And so what I would suggest you do is be very present. Okay. Try not to be in magical thinking. Be very present. If you need to prepare for just in case, okay? Because I believe we have multiple exit dates, okay? And I don't know. I'm not God. I don't know when he's going to decide to go. But if I were you, I would have everything prepared. I would have bank accounts. I would have wills. I would have everything prepared, because that is, you're worrying. The worry you have is in your heart. It's in your chest. You're worried. What am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? Will you handle it now? Maybe it sounds crazy to do this now while somebody is just sick and not, fatally ill. But I just had a friend that this happened to, and she did not take care of things because they kept hoping things would get better, and they didn't. And now she's really dealing with just so much that could have been dealt with and could have been sorted out. So that's the message I'm getting. I think you will get better, but I still think that you should prepare. Okay. That's just what I'm getting. What do you think, Kevin?
I'm on the same. Yeah. I don't really have anything more to add to that.
Again, I think he might get better, but you still need to prepare, because he seems to be coming up against some exit points, multiple, right? So maybe this is an exit point he doesn't take, but I think that it would make you feel better, take some pressure off of you if you felt supported, if you felt like you had a game plan, or you felt like you knew what was going to happen. Even if he just gets sick, what is going to happen? You've got all these questions, and you're afraid to ask them. And I get it. But you need to ask them, even if it means you're asking for yourself and not around him. Even if it means you're making an appointment with a social worker, or you're making an appointment with an attorney, just so that you have questions, your questions are answered.
I love that. Back at 5:55, so 7:55 your time, Shannon Lee.
Okay.
And it says, my grandmother Sue passed away. Any messages for me? It's not too far up. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm at 7:55, but there's like a lot of 7:55s, amazingly enough. Okay, tell me the name again.
Shannon Lee.
Oh, I see it. Got it. Grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay, grandmother. Okay.
She just hugged us all. I loved it. So it was like, it was very loving. I'm just actually going to go with this, Shannon. And I feel like her name is continued. So someone else would have her name. And there's also, I feel like you have the brother. It's like the sibling. The 5:55 was interesting. And that's actually what she pointed out. First of all, was the time. So for you, if you haven't attached some of the numbers as being a sign, it excites them on a sense where we we attribute certain things to them, and it's not to just say that they exclusively own it, but she's kind of claiming in the energy of the numbers. So especially with the fives. So again, it's about, and this is interesting because 5 in the numerology, one part can be the changes, and so in that, some of the messages of the letting go and kind of moving through life, and you're a younger generation than we are, and in that, it can be challenging. It's challenging to navigate as anybody, but a young person with all the choices. There can be that energy of overwhelm, and so she's drawing in close. And I feel like she had that energy of, she made everybody feel like they were their favorite, that she was, that you were your favorite, that they were your favorite.
Nice.
And so she draws that likeness with you. And so you're really getting to understand more about your own energy, and you're very spiritual in that. And this actually really excites her, that you're asking about her. And so I know that she would have been really inclined, and maybe she wasn't out of the closet as far as her gifts and abilities, but she did. And I feel like that was one of the things that you understood in each other. So if you spoke about it, great, but if you didn't, there was that knowingness, is what she's making me aware of. So you exploring that even further feels really good.
We're reading right now. We're reading you right now, dear. This is your reading. She's like, will you read this? I'm like, yeah, we're reading you right now. Go ahead, Kevin.
I feel like that was kind of where she was taking me. And then I go, the one last thing was, I feel like you do have some contemplation around quite an important choice in your life. And what she's wanting to remind you is, it's not, you can't really do wrong in it. So it's like, you're going to have these different experiences, whether you choose option A, B, or C, but that just to know you're really loved and held from the spirit side. And I feel your own communication in some of the guidance, and you might need a little bit more than what's coming through right now, that she's inviting you to be in that conversation with her. So that happens a little bit more when we can quiet things, be present in that place of stillness, and that channel for communication is there for everybody. So I'll leave that with you, Shannon.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Kevin.
Did you just get your hair done? Did you just get your hair done? I don't know why she just put foils in your hair, but there you go. Interesting.
Shannon, she just put foils in Shannon's hair. Nice. Shannon, let us know if you just got your hair done. People are saying, I hope I read J-E, and I don't see your question, dear. J-A, I don't see your question. So if somebody wants to post her question, I'll try to read it, but I scrolled all the way up and I don't see it anywhere. And I think that might be the last one. So while I'm waiting for that, if somebody can get me that question, because I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
People are talking to you. I see people talking to you, but I don't see the question. So I don't know where the question came in. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you so much to the moderators. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate you guys. Let's see if anything else, if anybody can, does anybody see that message? I wish we could search. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, it would be.
That would be pretty awesome. We have 1,000+ people here, so it's a little hard for me to find a single comment.
Yeah, honestly. I didn't see that. And I didn't see Shannon respond. So hopefully you can go back and hear that, Shannon. Beautiful energy of your grandmother, Sue.
Yeah. And pat them out. I do think you're going to find somebody. You just have to put yourself out there. It's really hard when you're single to put yourself out there, but you've got, and I don't necessarily mean like online dating. I mean, take a class, join a community, do something to get out in the community that you meet people. And when you meet people, mention, I'm single. If anybody has a brother or whatever your age group is, if it's a contemporary, maybe they have a brother. If it's younger, maybe they have an uncle. You have to state it out to the universe, right? I'm ready for love. You state that out to the universe, and then boom, things will start happening.
And I'm so sorry. I don't.
You don't see it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. I got it now. Okay. I got it.
Oh,
Are there any messages from my children? Do you mean that all these children are in spirit, dear? Is that what you're trying to tell me? This is insane. That can't be true. Where are your children? Can you just tell me?
Are they spirit side or here?
Because I'm on E, empty, and I mean, for me to find 4 kids, it would just be helpful if I knew which direction I needed to look. Let's just put it that way. If anybody knows messages from kids, but where are the kids? Are they here? Okay, you just said yes, but is that they're all in spirit? Holy
wow.
cow. Let me go back and find the original message that I had your kids' names. I'm so sorry, dear. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to close it down after this one because this is gonna
okay.
Thank you guys for telling me I should read this because I know they've been posting it, but there's 1,000 people here. I can't see 1,000 messages. Okay. I just can't. So, thank you for somebody posted. I hope you read her. And I saw that. So that helped. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what we can do. There's a maternal spirit here, and it does not matter if you are Christian or Catholic. It does not matter, but I'm seeing Mother Mary. Mother Mary energy is around these children. Again, it does not matter what religion you are or no religion. Does not matter. There's a sense of a maternal angelic energy around these children. There's also a sense, and then Kevin, I'm sure will have a lot to say here. There's also a sense of a male energy, of a familial male energy coming through for me that feels like a uncle or a granddad, somebody, maybe even a grandfather, but it seems a little bit older, right? But this guy still has hair in the picture that he's showing me. And this guy's got like a full face. So, I'm going to let Kevin, because Kevin this is completely right up his alley. And please know I'm so sorry for your loss, dear.
It's so hard.
Okay. So the relatives are Catholic. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I kept saying when you said that, they brought me to the cross as well. And so however you receive that energy, it would take more time to establish just them individually. So I feel this is collective. I feel like you would understand that 2 would have passed in a relatively closer time. They're just coming together in a little bit different way. And it's not to separate. They come in collectively, of course. I feel like Madeira, if that's how you call her, there was another name for her, and she's
a nickname.
Yeah, a nickname, and she's holding a balloon. So I don't know who just celebrated something, but she's holding a balloon, and it's actually red. The month of November was highlighted, the month of October, and the month of January. And I'm not sure what belongs to. I also feel like you would have known a Maria as well. I know I think I heard Mary, but Maria. And she would have been on the spirit side. And I feel like they're bringing me back to the table. And so how you all gathered in that, whether it be celebration and the conversation, it just, you revisit that, and it just really, of course you miss them, but it really lights you up in a way that it feels real. And that's okay to go there. That's a closeness that you're creating with them. as close as we can be with our loved ones that are on the spirit side. And so, of course, you miss those times, but knowing that they were all, they loved those gatherings. And I know it's been some time since that happened, but that it's okay to go there in the memories of what that meant, because what it meant to you, it was each of them are in that same kind of feeling. It was so important to them. So lots of celebration in that. I don't know why this, but my tooth is hurting. I don't know if you would sometimes they just try to shift the energy, but it's like, and of course we're a little bit tired in this, but nonetheless, I'm really just aware of someone's got the toothache. I don't know, the tooth visit, the dentist, and they do that sometimes just so that we can establish that they're still with us. And so some do make me feel like there's been a bit of time that has passed. For them, it doesn't exist. So you just being aware that they're aware of the things that are happening in present time. So I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine. I have a toothache. Yeah. So that they're just doing that just to in that closeness. It was like I was in that, and then they just want it to be that much more real. So the exchanges and the energy that you have with them, yes, it's different. They're no longer in the physical, but that everything else is the same. So I'm so sorry for your loss, Jay. I can't imagine. I can't
imagine either.
Yeah.
I just want to, can we just say something for Jay going forward? Like, because, so you understand, right? Everything that Kevin said, they're with you. They know you have a toothache. That is basically them saying, we're right here with you right now. This moment, they're in your life. Okay. They're all fine. They're all surrounded by family. They hitched a ride with Mother Mary. I mean, come on. That's at least. Now, going forward for you, dear, is I know that you have a steel spine. I feel like you're a woman that has a steel spine. Like, but I also know that you're human. Okay. And that's what Kevin was speaking to. It's okay to come to the table. It's okay to kind of come to this realization. But I feel like I just, can you help me out with this Kevin? Because I feel like she's going to be doing something with her life that's new and different and more powerful and more in her power. I don't know if it has a societal impact, if she's speaking up about something, but she has this energy also of the warrior, of this person who rights wrongs, who stands up for those who can't stand up for themselves. This energy is sort of burgeoning. It's kind of growing more right now. Like you're this, I don't know. All I can say is that you're going to take these lives, these souls, and you're going to go forth. They're going to give you this energy to go forth and do something.
There is a lot of energy in that, and I wish you could pop her up on the screen to have that just the understanding or not. I feel like in where the two of them kind of stood over here, there was like and they're attaching it to what you just said, where it's like in what and how okay, give me the words. It's okay to pause, they're saying. So in how they left, that there's learning in that for other people is a part of the empowerment. So it goes into, they're encouraging the letting go of the heaviness and that part of it. And that allows there is this room for, it's like their story. I wish I could hear your voice, but it's like the legacy, the energy of this continuing for the sake of it reaching other people is how it's coming in. But yes, this energy of something new being right on the precipice is the feeling, and it feels big. Yeah.
It feels big, but it's not. So like, I want to just see if I can express this. Instead of like being the warrior and going out, like as a social worker, going out. I mean, that has taking its toll on you. And not only that, but losing these children. The power's within. And when you bring the power in with these souls, you don't have to go out to help anybody. Your power's in here. So as you bring everything back into you, then you go into the world and you're full, you're whole, you're back again. Okay. So try not to overextend out there, bring it all in here, and then bring all of this to the attention. And somebody said you might write a book. I mean, I think that's something bigger. There's something bigger going on here. You could run for office. There's a bigger impact, a bigger, more public impact, but it comes from you, not from you doing things for people. It comes from you stepping forward in your fullness. I don't know if that makes sense.
I love that. I got the tingles and the shivers a few times in that.
It's hard to describe it, but my heart goes out to you, dear, and know that your kids are fine. Kevin did an amazing job of bringing that through, the validation that they're with you. I know you know this. You're very intuitive yourself. So I know you know this. But it always helps to have somebody else do it. I always love it when somebody else brings my loved ones in. It feels different. It feels just more real to me. For some reason. And with that, guys, we have been on for almost 2 hours and I am toast. So I'm going to pull the plug on here. I'm sorry we didn't get to read you guys. Please know that we send you love. We send you light, peace, and happiness. And thank you, Kevin. Kevin, what a star, right? You guys check out his YouTube channel, Kevin the Healing Medium. Check out his website, the same thing. I put all the information down in the description.
Thank you, Susan. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. The energy is so overwhelming in the best of ways when spirit shows up, and that's the one thing that they're always here for us. And sometimes we just have to get quiet and go to that place of our power, and that's not out here, it's within. So I hope that resonates with each and every one of you. It's always a pleasure to connect with all the loved ones that came through. It's and it might sound weird to some of you, but it's okay. They become friends in a sense where it's like they meet us in that energy that they show up with. It goes back to that place of, I can't remember who said it, but being, really the authentic self. And so that's how they return to the spirit. And so blending with that is an absolute honor and a privilege. And for all of you that worry about your loved ones being okay, they are okay. They are so okay. We have to stop asking if they're okay in a sense, because they're going we're okay over here. We're more than okay. So we need to take care of ourselves so that we're okay.
Yeah. Beautifully said, Kevin. Beautifully said.
Wonderful. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you, dear. Thanks, everybody. Much love to you guys. We'll see you again soon. Yeah, please subscribe to Kevin's channel because he does this work. You guys, if you guys like this is what this guy does. Please subscribe to his channel. You'll be happy you did. Okay, everybody. Take really good care, okay? Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.